Welcome to Lane Explains. Today we're talking about the Fed, or the Federal Reserve. Did you know that the Fed is a private corporation with near complete control over our financial system? As they are not an agency of the federal government, they are not subject to regulations like the Freedom of Information Act. All regional Federal Reserve banks are also private corporations. This means they are not arms of the government, folks. They are completely private entities creating profit for their shareholders, profit-making entities that are not beholden in any way, shape, or form to the American public. The Fed was conceived on Jeckyll Island by a group of banksters who wanted to exert complete and total control over our financial system and thus hold us to debt slavery. The bill was passed Christmas Eve, 1913, when most of Congress was home eating their turkey dinners. Essentially, they create money out of thin air and charge us for it. By using their notes, we are creating debt because they charge us interest as a country and as individuals for using their money. Historically, when we made our own money, society flourished. Of course, each president who tried to remove control from the central bankers mysteriously died, was assassinated, or slipped in the bathtub, etc. Wilson said later that allowing the Fed to take control was the greatest mistake of his life. The shareholders of the Federal Reserve are private banks. The U.S. government holds no shares whatsoever. Congress is constitutionally the only entity allowed to print money, and yet somehow the Fed is mysteriously bestowed with this privilege. Our dollars say Federal Reserve Note at the top. In the financial world, a note is an instrument of debt, thus creating a debt slavery system. More about this in subsequent videos. June 4th, 1963, President John F. Kennedy issued Executive Order 11110. This authorized the U.S. Treasury to issue United States notes, which were created by the U.S. government directly and not by the Federal Reserve. He was assassinated 7 months later. Previous to JFK, Lincoln was the last president to issue debt-free currency, and we all know what happened to him. Have a wonderful day or evening, folks. All my love. If you like, give me a thumbs up. If you want to hear more, hit the subscribe button. Love you guys.